Naperville, Connecticut, I find driving road cars on racetracks fascinating. Actually, I love driving road cars on racetracks. Although it's fun and good to learn how a vehicle behaves in the limit, running using the track provides little real-world driving information regarding the car you want. That said, I always do my advisable to cover both nutball and grandma driving. My first impression with the 2018 Audi RS3 came when I jumped into one on pit lane in the Lime Rock Park racetrack. I found myself sandwiched between two other RS3s. We were watching to perform a lead flow session about the track since most in the journalists present had not witnessed the track before, aside from driven into it. I have raced at Lime Rock numerous times through the years and it can certainly catch you if you get caught up, so beginning from a lead flow session would have been a good idea. The three of people in RS3s were to follow an Audi R8 V10 Plus driven by Stefan Rail, Audi's head of technical development. Thoughts of the not being a reasonable fight did start to percolate over the internet. I quickly jolted myself to reality. We're testing cars for automobile here, Pilgrim. You're following races within Portugal, not right here at Lime Rock, so leave the R8 alone. Yes, naturally. How silly of me. Here's a certain amount of relevant information many enthusiasts Sawachi know: most street cars, performance-oriented, will understeer in the limit of grip in a very turn. This is true for track and street. Companies dial and understeer on many street cars for safety reasons as it's easier to control. Just lift from the gas plus the vehicle usually comes home in line. In my experience, the setup for any street car with a track will mean doing anything you can so that it from understeering all the way to grandma's house. This involves cheating the rear with the around corners, because generally, the top can't undertake it. I always strive to be able to manipulate the spine of any car so as to enjoy the drive street or go faster track. We were in control in no time. Rail had not been hanging around, plus the RS3 was responding nicely. I used the lightest steering weight, comfort mode, as I generally light hand inputs no death grip. Our on-track cars had the optional 14.6-inch ceramic front brakes and larger 25,530 19-inch front tires. The base setup is 235/35 R19s throughout. During our laps I would drop back on the vehicle in front so that you can give myself enough room to push the auto to the limit. Immediately obvious through the first lap, the RS3's chassis setup is consistent and compliant despite it standing on the stiffest setup, dynamic mode. I could comfortably rotate the automobile on corner entry without them feeling snappy. This chance to control the rotation and effectively eliminate understeer allowed me to transport serious corner speeds. In fact, after just a few laps I was confidently kicking out the trunk end on every corner. I could even make this happen entering the fast and bumpy downhill right-hander onto the top straight. The RS was willing to hold an excellent slip angle, not drifting, as well as allowed me to alter the slip angle mid-turn if I was required to. I left your vehicle in full dynamic mode, and I wouldn't switch away from the stability control. After just 3 laps, that's all we have. I can confidently suggest that the RS3 would have been a good partner for producing passengers either laugh their butts off or given pretty short order. It's very much fun. The engine from the RS3 is watchy to rock as early as you step around the gas. The all-new 2.5-liter turbofan kicks out 400 horsepower between 5,850 and 7,000 revolutions per minute and 354 pound-feet of torque between 1,700 and 5,850 revolutions per minute. Audi says 3.9 seconds 0 to 60 miles per hour. I say nuts, it feels quicker. The engine sounds great together with the ripping roar unique to 5-cylinder turbos. It is especially sweet while using sport exhaust option. I would never buy this car without them. Fuel economy estimates are 19 miles per gallon city, 28 miles per gallon highway. Front engine, all-wheel drive cars are invariably heavy inside nose, so taking any weight over nose is a great thing. The new engine is 57 pounds lighter compared to the last generation version, which is probably a measurable contributor towards the RS3's handling ability. The gearbox is really a smooth, quick-shifting double-clutch S-tronic 7-speed. I started my RS3 street drive through the Lime Rock Track car park. At pedestrian speed I felt some serious support from your suspension and made a decision to stop to evaluate which the settings were. It ended up I was once more in dynamic mode, precisely the same setting we suited for the track, where it felt compliant. Now, it felt plenty sporty. This is the thing that I meant because of the racetrack usually not like a good indicator of the way a car feels at work. I ultimately found comfort mode, the softest setting, to get my favorite while driving around Lime Rock. I could carve corners in a pace way below the RS3's capabilities while still sporting an rear grin. There was just one time, when I come upon a flock of 40-plus geese within the road around a blind bend, the spot that the RS3 was required to get out of bed to react. It succeeded with zero drama. Not one bird was touched. We could thank the brakes for the. Whether you keep with steel or choose the ceramic option, the brakes are superb and stability control is effective. Great brakes really are a must if you have such a ripping engine, because the RS3 builds serious speed quite quickly. I am not really a fan on the technology packages for most modern cars. I stop the vehicle when I have to figure things out. I believe operating infotainment systems is quite distracting, whether by voice, touch, or sight. With all my attention focused onto it, I found the Audi system reasonably intuitive and simple to use. I do like the capacity to make individual adjustments for steering weight, suspension, differential, and gearbox. The navigation was preset for all of us and performed flawlessly using the nice backrod route. The seats provided excellent support about the racetrack and in the pub. The interior looks high-end for me, plus the control layout is practical. As usual with vehicles right now, the leader has a significant amount of stuff upon it for my tastes. I would examine the option for nothing using a steering wheel whenever. Of course, nobody provides you with that choice. I've always liked fast four-door sedans. They usually perform inside a way belied by their looks, unexpected, maybe. The RS3 carries a new front fascia, rear bumper, and diffuser but nonetheless looks subtle if you ask me. It may not scream for attention, nonetheless it certainly is for you. I find it hard to think of something will actually compete with all the RS3. I heard people speaking about the Cadillac ATS-V and BMW M3, but you are between $5,000 and $10,000 more pricey and are slower over line, whether or not they can be a little bigger. The 2018 RS3's base pricing is $55,875. A limited quantity of 2017 models arrived from the US having a slightly discounted of $55,450, but those examples can be purchased. I would add the $1,000 sport exhaust, and that's regarding it. I'm unclear how many RS3s could eventually come to your US market, but I suspect may possibly not be enough. A sub 4 second 0 to 60 time will embarrass plenty of very expensive hardware. This is one fun 4-door 2018 Audi RS 3 specifications. Price $55,875 base. Engine 2.5 liters turbo-dock 20-valve I-50 400 HP at 5,8507,000 revolutions per minute, 354 lb-ft at 1,7005,850 revolutions per minute. Transmission 7-speed dual-clutch automatic. Layout 4-door, 5-passenger, front-engine AWD sedan. EPA mileage 1,928 miles per gallon city hui. LXWXH 176.3 by 77.2 by 55.0 inches, wheelbase 103.6 inches, weight 3,593 pounds, 060 miles per hour, 3.9 seconds, top speed 155 miles per hour 174 miles per hour with optional Dynamic Plus package.